Hey, what's going on, Z Nation? Zaid here on ZLN. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Lakers as it concerns their depth chart after the signing of Christian Wood to the Lakers roster. As it stands now, the Lakers have 14th players on their current roster, including the two-way contracts that's included as well. But those are just two-way contracts, but we can talk about them in just a bit in this live stream of my analysis and the expectations of what we are going to expect from this Lakers rotation, what Darvin Ham's going to be putting together when it comes to the lineups and rotations and what player fits with what player and all of that great stuff on this channel. And, guys, without you guys, this channel is, or this platform really is impossible to happen without your guys' love support. So if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you'll be in the know for any news, updates, rumors, speculations, and also game analysis, which is going to be coming very soon on this channel. Once again, Lakers basketball is almost a month away. We're like 27 days away for the NBA season to begin, and we can finally watch Lakers basketball once again. And I will be giving you all my thoughts and analysis of the Lakers and game and post-game shows. So please be sure to follow me all across social media, and of course subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you'll be in the know, and just show me the love. I really do appreciate it, guys. I mean, without you guys, this platform, this channel is nothing without you guys' love, support, and your feedbacks that I've been getting as well on all across social media, especially Facebook. Facebook has been really growing for me, and you guys have just been an amazing audience, so I really appreciate it. And without further ado, let's just get right into the headline. As you can see in front of you, the Lakers depth chart rotation after adding Christian Wood. I mean, you guys saw my reaction. If you guys haven't yet, go check it out. My breaking news and reaction in that particular moment when the Lakers, or Woj, excuse me, breaking the news out there last night, saying that the Lakers signed Christian Wood to a 2-year veteran contract, around like $5 million, obviously with a player option. Obviously, when it came down to that particular moment, I was just in shock. I was just trying to get some things out, but now I'm having a lot of information in my mind. I can honestly give you guys just a rundown and just quick wrap up of what went down last night when it came to the Lakers signing Christian Wood. Just basically, the Lakers were just waiting on the opportunity to sign him and him making that announcement. And, for waiting so long for Christian Wood to join the Los Angeles Lakers, it has finally happened. And now with that being said, it's just now the Lakers have a good opportunity and a good depth, adding size, adding another center that they needed desperately to be added onto their rosters. So, when it came down to that, the Lakers just needed to make that happen for sure. And adding on Christian Wood was just obviously it needed to happen. It was going to happen regardless. So with that being said, I mean, overall, I gave my reaction and thoughts and the details of the Lakers signing Christian Wood. And I also made a video. It's just a 2-minute video. If you guys want to go check it out, it gives you guys a detailed of what went down and what contract that he got. And I even put tweets out for what the Lakers, contract was with Christian Wood and his opinion of the matter as well. I mean, when it came down to it, Christian Wood even said that he always wanted to be a Los Angeles Laker. And, ironically, he's from LA. So, with that being said, he went to high school there, and, I think he went to college there as well. I might be mistaken, but, with that, it is a perfect opportunity for him to play for one of his favorite teams growing up in the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, a dream come true for plethora of athletes that obviously want to play for their favorite teams. And Christian Wood is making that a reality for the Los Angeles Lakers, being part of that. So, and plus, relationships also plays a big role. I mean, he played with Anthony Davis during their times in New Orleans, and, Coach Darvin Ham coaching him in Milwaukee. So, he has picked a perfect place for him to thrive. And, with this particular signing, it tells you right now that, he's trying to prove himself for next season, next off season. Because, obviously he's going to play for a contract, and he wants to improve, his worth to all of the 30 teams that's in the NBA that are maybe considering signing him next off-season free agency. So, he's doing the same route of what Malik Monk did a couple of years ago, and Dennis Schroeder recently, and now he just playing that role, and that's what he's going to do. But his mind and his mindset in his statement that he put out is that he wants to win a championship, and he wanting to be with the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, that's the bottom line of the excitement that we are going to see from Christian Wood. And at the same time, he did throw out some criticisms to his former team in the Dallas Mavericks. It's always good to hear that when it comes to an opposing team that usually doesn't really have a good relationship with the Los Angeles Lakers. But, everyone is jealous of the Lakers when it comes to their success, having 17 championships. But, it is what it is. And, obviously bringing in star attraction. I mean, obviously we have LeBron, we have Anthony Davis, we had Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul. I mean, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I mean, the list goes on. I mean, stars, when they see the purple and gold, they come and join the crew. And, obviously they thrive in the Lakers uniform. Some do, but, you have to have the mindset of winning. And that's what we could expect to see from Christian Wood when it comes down to it. So I'm really excited what he's going to bring to the table for the Lakers. Obviously his shooting, obviously his scoring, and when it comes down to his defense, sure, we haven't seen that for the past couple of years, but he has been known of being a good defender. I just saw a stat line where he averaged around like 10 rebounds a game. So talk about the consistency that he used to have back in the day, but maybe things will start to come back once he teams up with Anthony Davis and joining the crew with LeBron, Anthony Davis, and Jaxson Hayes, and just the rest of the crew when it comes to the rotations and what we could expect to see from Darvin Ham, and the expectations of who will fit with what lineup. And I just have a couple of scenarios in mind, and I did also give my own prediction of the potential lineup and rotations of we could see from Darvin Ham's, rotations heading into this upcoming season. So, with that being said, guys, let me put a screen here of the post that I put up on Facebook and, of course, all across social media of the potential lineup and, starting lineup of, how Darvin Ham will go into this training camp and who will potentially be starting for the Los Angeles Lakers. And here's a question for all of you. I really want to know your question here. Who is starting for the Los Angeles Lakers this season? We have a sort of mindset of who will be starting for the Lakers for sure. There is that, obviously Anthony Davis, LeBron are going to be starting. Then we had D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reaves, but, still a bit questionable about who will be starting at the center position. Ironically, and, ideally it's going to be, obviously Christian Wood, because, the whole premise of the offseason of the interest for Christian Wood is that he will be starting at the center position and having Anthony Davis come off the bench. Not come off the bench, be playing at the power forward position. So, with that being said, guys, I mean, this is a perfect opportunity for all of us to really go in depth of what we could see in training camp and the mindset of what Darvin Ham wants the lineup to look like. And, just real quick, I just saw a comment here that just appeared for a second. Here we go. George, welcome to the live stream. I really appreciate it. We have answers now for Denver. Yeah, absolutely. When it comes down to the depth, it is so, the depth is so deep that we can obviously dominate in the West now. Now with adding on Christian Wood, it just tells you right there that this is going to be a really good, Lakers team heading into this upcoming season. And having a healthy LeBron James as well, and having a healthy Anthony Davis, and somehow both guys need to rest. Christian Wood will obviously carry the load along with D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reaves, Rui Hachimura, Jared Vanderbilt. I mean, the list goes on about the greatness of this roster that we have, that we honestly have to commend on just the great job that 𝗲𝗆𝗆 did this offseason by implementing this roster together and also bringing back our own players. I was honestly expecting that maybe we can get 2 out of 4 of the 4 guys that will be coming back to the Los Angeles Lakers. Or actually, no, my mistake. 3, or maybe like 2 out of the 3 players that will be coming back to the Los Angeles Lakers. But he actually pulled it off. He brought back, D'Angelo Russell. He brought back Austin Reaves, where there was talk that he was going to go to San Antonio Spurs for more money. And even though the Lakers said they will match any contract that will come to him this offseason, he basically took the discount with the Los Angeles Lakers. And even though it's a big discount, not like a big discount. Obviously he got paid for sure, but with that, he was obviously wanting to come back to the Los Angeles Lakers. So you have Austin Reaves. Then you have Rui Hachimura, who obviously signed a very good friendly contract, pretty big one, but at the same time, for us, it's a really good contract signing that he did with the Los Angeles Lakers. So, and just bring back D'Angelo Russell on a guy who was going to obviously get paid this offseason. And there was some predictions that he was going to get around like a 4-year, around $50 million per year type of thing. So, but obviously that did not go into fruition, and he signed a 2-year around $30 million. So that tells you that 𝗲𝗆𝗆𝗆 really knew what he was doing by bringing some key pieces, bringing in Taurean Prince, Gabe Vincent, and Jaxson Hayes. The list goes on, and I'll be showing the complete roster of 2023 and 2024 Lakers in just a minute. But, I just have to answer these questions from George. And there's another question from George. Deloading. This is your lineup. Oh, yeah, this absolutely. Absolutely. This is, I'm going to show you it right now, George, when it comes to the starting lineup. And that is the actual starting lineup that I am honestly am predicting, and what most people are predicting as well. And let me share my screen in just right now. This is my this is one of my social media sites. So if you haven't yet, please follow me all across social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or AKA X, and also I'm also on TikTok as well, on ZLN. So please follow me there, and I really appreciate it. So with that being said, let me take you guys to the post, and we're doing pretty well. We're doing pretty well on Facebook. We have 6,000 likes and 7,000 followers on Facebook. So if you haven't yet, please follow me on social media. I really appreciate it. So having said all that, let me just scroll down here of the post that I put up. It was also on the community tab. So if you're on YouTube watching this, It is on the community tab as well, so you can check that out as well. But just to show it for you guys here, it will be also great as well. So just bear with me in a minute. Here we go. So there we go. I don't know if you guys can see that. So yeah, hold on. There we go. So with that, this is the starting lineup that I am, honestly really think that it's going to be in fruition, with that. So this is potentially going to be the starting five. I mean, it's going to be D'Angelo Russell. It's going to be, Austin Reaves, LeBron James, of course, Anthony Davis, of course, and Christian Wood at the center position. Now, with the rotations and certain positions, most of these guys that you see on this photo up right here, especially this one with the bench roles as well. Most of the guys can play multiple positions, and that's what's great about the depth of this Lakers team. Most of these players that you see could potentially be in the starting lineup, or could be either playing point guard, center, any sort of positions at the starting five. So, with this being said, guys, I mean, this is the potential lineup that we could see from this Lakers, rotation moving forward. But, just having said of everything that we are going to expect from this Lakers team, this is the ideal starting lineup. Most people think that maybe Anthony Davis is going to be starting at the center position, but there has been talks that he wants to play power forward. And we saw this in 2019 when we had JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard. Those guys were key to the success of Anthony Davis in his first year with the Los Angeles Lakers. And in that particular year, we won a championship, even though it was at the bubble and most people think that we should not count it, but I count that. I mean, I don't want to hear that talk. But, with that being said, Anthony Davis thrived at the power forward position, and most of the time he stays healthy for the majority of that time when he's playing power forward. So this is a good move by the Los Angeles Lakers by adding Christian Wood to the Lakers roster. And, excuse me. Sorry, I had to drink there, but it's all good. But this is just a perfect opportunity. I mean, the Lakers made the move, got Christian Wood. He knows his role, and obviously with the talks that he's having, with Darvin Ham and the Lakers organization, is that, he wants to have a big role on the team. And that's what, he is expecting to have on the Los Angeles Lakers for sure. So, with that, it is a good opportunity for most of the players that's on this rotation can play multiple positions. And I know some may say that, the Lakers should have 𝗬𝗲 Hachimura in the starting line because of his contract. I mean, obviously it's a lengthy contract, but at the same time, we have to find the best players that could obviously bring a lot to the table coming off the bench as well. When having, the energy coming off the bench, I think 𝗬𝗲 Hachimura brings that to the table along with Jarred Vanderbilt. And, still remains to be seen what we can see from the rest of the crew. I mean, me personally, I am mainly looking forward to, Max Christie. I mean, he thrived with the summer league, showing what, when it came down to the idea of him playing so well in summer league that there's no need for him to play in summer league because he is, above that. So, obviously we had to see and wait what he will bring to the table, with the Los Angeles Lakers this upcoming season. So he's going to play a big role, especially for a guy who's going to be potentially being part of the backup role behind Austin Reaves at the shooting guard position. So really looking forward to that. And, when you have the rest of the crew, obviously Gabe Vincent, who is going to be competing with D'Angelo Russell in training camp for the starting role. And if he shows better results than D'Angelo Russell is, I won't be surprised either if Gabe Vincent gets the starting role, because he just shows that he is capable of producing and showing that he could potentially be a starter in this league. And I think he really can. And one of these type of moments where he could be that guy for the Los Angeles Lakers for at the point guard position. But so far, D'Angelo Russell seems to me is going to be the ideal starter for the Los Angeles Lakers. And what he also put up last season, when we traded for him, the expectations was still a bit, how should I say, like, great, when it came to how he was playing for the Lakers after the trade deadline. And, we still have to give a lot of credit to what 𝗕𝗆 did in that particular moment last season at the trade deadline. So, bringing him in, but when it came down to the playoffs, we saw some up and downs from him. I mean, maybe he will start to improve there, during training camp. And, after having a full year with the Los Angeles Lakers, will obviously, show what he's also made. And he's also going to play the similar role of what Christian Wood is going to be for this upcoming season. And what I mean by that is that he is playing for a contract as well. So that's what, D'Angelo Russell is going to do this upcoming season, along with Christian Wood and plethora of others who's going to play for a contract as well. I mean, that's what has been the pattern so far, what we've been seeing from the Los Angeles Lakers, and certain players joining them and leaving a year after. I mean, we all remember Malik Monk and Dennis Schroeder. I mean, that was just an example there. So those two guys, they're going to be playing for a contract, and they're going to obviously show a lot of going to play at a star level for sure. So I just really can't wait to see this particular lineup and what they are capable of putting up as well. So having said all that, I mean, and also just our young guys. The young guys are going to be obviously. I don't really see them playing so much with the Lakers. They could obviously play more with the South Bay Lakers, and maybe in a blowout game or loss, we could potentially see these guys putting up numbers. But you never know. I mean, maybe they could potentially show up in one game and put up like 15 points and show what they're made of this upcoming season. But I think they are like not part of the rotation. I mean, they're just part of the maybe 12th, 13th, 14th spot of the rotation. So we're not going to see a lot of production from these our rookies this upcoming season, but you never know, they could surprise us. But when it comes down to like somebody like a Jaxson Hayes, who will obviously be backing up potentially Christian Wood, he could obviously show a lot of competitiveness in training camp. So you never know what Darvin Ham's mindset will be when it comes to, who will potentially be the starter at the center position. But all signs are indicating it's going to be Christian Wood. But you never know. Jaxson Hayes could obviously have a whole different type of career or whole type of season with the Los Angeles Lakers and say, you know what, I'm going to ball out. I'm going to show everyone wrong and just become a really good, solid center next to Anthony Davis. So that could be a possibility, and we could potentially see that from Jaxson Hayes. And we could obviously see that when it comes to the results of training camp. So that could be the expectations and the competitiveness of the who will be starting at the center position for the Lakers. And is it going to be Christian Wood or is it going to be Jaxson Hayes? Sort of remains to be seen. when it comes down to Reddish, he could play a big role, but the Lakers, as I said, they are depth loaded at the small forward / power forward position with 𝗲𝗏 Hachimura, Jared Vanderbilt, and Prince, and then you have Reddish along with LeBron and Anthony Davis. So at the forward position, we are loaded there with a lot of centers, a lot of forwards on this roster. So he could get some opportunities, but I just don't think that it sort of remains to be seen what his role is going to be on the team. But like I mentioned, we are loaded with forwards on this roster. So it sort of remains to be seen of who will potentially be starting for the Los Angeles, or be part of the rotations. Who will be getting more minutes in that particular way. But it's all up to Darvin Ham to make that type of decision for sure. So, with that, I mean, this is a really good starting lineup, and this roster, I have to say, is just very interesting and very, great to be talking about. I mean, when it comes to my excitement of the expectation of what we're going to see from this Lakers team. And I just want to zoom in this so we can have a much better, clear, clear idea of who is going to, who's on the roster with the 14th players on the roster. So, with that is just that right there, guys. This is the whole roster, including the two-way contracts, as I mentioned, with 𝗬𝗏𝘆𝗶 and Hodge and Colin Castleton. So, those guys, we won't see a lot from them, but you never know, knock on wood, if any injuries occur to the Lakers, those guys will be obviously, moved up and, be stepping up for any given rotation wise that could obviously help the Lakers out for sure. So, and they have the capabilities of really helping out the Lakers, but it all has to do with Darvin Ham, though. I mean, Darvin Ham has decisions to be making, and when it comes down to certain positions, certain roles on certain certain players on the team, it's going to play a lot of dividends when it comes to certain players stepping up and helping us win games. So, and just looking at this, guys, this is realistic. I mean, really. I mean, when you think about who is the best player that is going to be starting for the Lakers, it's all right there. I mean, the point guard, D'Angelo Russell, shooting guard, Austin Reaves, small forward, LeBron James, power forward is going to be Anthony Davis, and center Christian Wood. So that is the ideal, and most people will say it is the ideal scenario. But at the same time, I won't be surprised, though, that maybe Darvin Ham will say, Gabe Vincent, with his defense and his ability to shoot, I think he's going to be really more productive in helping us win games, correctly, or, just, as like a done deal type of thing. Then maybe it will be Gabe Vincent at the point guard position. Or, somehow if Anthony Davis, is more productive at the center position, then maybe he'll be playing more center than maybe it's going to be Christian Wood playing power forward. Or maybe it's going to be the other way around. Maybe we will start 𝗲𝗏 Hachimura at the starting lineup, or maybe Jared Vanderbilt. I mean, the list goes on. I mean, this is just how great this roster is, that any player in any given moment, if somehow injuries occur or certain players not playing to their expectations, could get a huge role on the team. And as it stands now, what it looks like, guys, this is the realistic type of rotation that we could expect to see from this Lakers team heading into this upcoming season. It's all up to Darvin Ham to make that happen, but certain lineups, certain situations that we saw in his first year as a head coach in the NBA, and obviously with the Los Angeles Lakers, did not obviously live up to the expectations. I mean, we saw a lot of lineups that didn't really make sense at times because obviously we saw at one point that he put up a 3-guard lineup at one point. So that could be a possibility, but, just judging by this, last time I checked, when it came down to heights of all these players, most of these players that you see on here are like more than 6'4", overall from all of the players that we see on this list here. So it's not going to be anything too, ridiculous if we somehow see a lineup of a 3-guard lineup type of scenario like we did last season. But, either way, it's all up to what we will see in this upcoming season as somehow 𝗕𝗲𝗱𝗆, decide to put up a certain lineup that we just agree or don't agree on. But as it stands now, this is the lineup. And, guys, I just have to say this is a really good type of, scenario that we could see will be a really good, productive type of lineup that we won't be disappointed of. Honestly, I personally think that this is a really good lineup, a really good Lakers roster. And, I won't be surprised, if somehow the Lakers, decide to, somehow become one of the top teams in the Western Conference. I mean, as it stands now, they are ranked number 3 in the Western Conference. And, that's all good in my book. I mean, last time, the Lakers were a whole different team at the beginning of the season, being down in the 13th, 14th seed in the Western Conference. But one trade and after another kind of changed the scenario where the Lakers were heading. And, with Darvin Ham's magic, he obviously turned the Lakers season around for the better. And not only that we reached the play-in, but we moved forward into the playoffs and also reaching the Western Conference Finals. I mean, I did not predict that last season. I was predicting the Lakers will reach the playoffs, but at least getting eliminated in the first round because of how dysfunctional the roster was. And, at the time we had Russell Westbrook, which obviously was just a whole bad scenario there. So, with that, I mean, it's just one of those type of moments where, we really had to commend on the great job that Rob Pelinka has done for the Los Angeles Lakers. And, just seeing, George's question there, I mean, that seems to be a realistic type of starting lineup for the Los Angeles Lakers. And just seeing the comments here from Victor, welcome to the live stream. It's been a while. Welcome to the live stream. I really appreciate it. We get Christian Wood. What's up? And let's go Lakers. Yeah, absolutely. And, when it comes down to it, I mean, this was a good move from both sides. I mean, when you really think about it, the Lakers needed a center. They had to bring in a center, which obviously was much needed. And, Christian Wood, even though he didn't get the money that he was looking for in the offseason, was obviously need also to find a much needed bigger role because obviously he wasn't getting that with the Dallas Mavericks. So with that being said, I mean, for him to join the Los Angeles Lakers for an opportunity to start, and, he even said in his, I believe I have it, or maybe I don't have it. I mean, the complete quote that he put out there, but last time I read his quote was that he spoke with Darvin Ham or just had an understanding with either it was Darvin Ham or maybe it was Rob Pelinka that he will have a big role on the team. And that's a really big statement there from, Christian Wood by saying so. So it's either he'll be starting or he'll be getting minutes off the bench more than maybe like Rui Hachimura or something like that. So, but it seems like a real ideal scenario will be that he will be starting for the Lakers and potentially will be at the center position. So, and that's just we got Christian Wood, and it's just one of those moments where it was supposed to happen. It was going to happen anyway. So this is just good news there for the Los Angeles Lakers. And thank you. No problem, man. And I really do appreciate the love, support. And if you haven't yet, Victor, please follow me all across social media. I mean, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at 𝗬𝘆𝑁. It's really important that all of you, including you, Victor, when it comes to the engagement and the just the support that you guys have been showing me all across social media. I mean, without your guys' support, this channel will be nothing without you guys' support. So please do so. I mean, follow me all across social media, and of course, just subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you'll be in the know about any news, rumors, updates, speculations about the Los Angeles Lakers on this channel. And of course, just hit that notification bell so you'll be in the know. And in the next 27 days, Lakers basketball will be returning, and I will be returning back with the Lakers post-game show. So please make sure to just be in the know, hit that notification bell so you will know when I go live once the NBA season begins. So once again, thank you, Victor, for your kind words. I really appreciate it. And just I have a question here for all of you guys. Who is starting for the Los Angeles Lakers this season? As I mentioned, the depth chart is really deep, and when it comes down to the starting lineup, anything can go. But the ideal scenario is going to be, as I showed you all, was that the potential starters is going to be D'Angelo Russell at point guard. Shooting guard is going to be Austin Reaves, who is also thriving with Team USA, and they will be playing Germany against a former friend in a former Laker, and Dennis Schroeder with Germany, and that's going to be a very fun matchup on Friday. So really can't wait for a victory for Team USA against Germany. So that's going to be something to really look forward to, because they're in the semifinals. So an opportunity for them to win the World Cup is just in their fingertips. So, but first they need to get through, Germany in the semifinals to have an opportunity to compete for. I think it's a done deal for them. I think if they win Friday, they will potentially be facing someone for the World Cup for, I believe it's the gold medal, or maybe the Gold Cup is sort of. I know. Last time I checked, I think there was like a first place, second place type of end results for the World Cup for basketball. So, but Austin Reaves, as I mentioned, he's thriving along with Anthony Edwards and just the rest of the crew. So, for Team USA, so he's thriving over there, and if he wins the World Cup, he will be starting for the Los Angeles Lakers without a doubt. So. And the expectations was that he was going to be starting for the Los Angeles Lakers regardless. I mean, just the way he put up big numbers for the Lakers in the playoffs, him stepping up there. I mean, it was just a great moment for the Lakers to have a guy like Austin Reaves, who obviously brings shooting, who can obviously be a good playmaker when LeBron James is sitting out. The list goes on about how great of a player that Austin Reaves is as part of the Los Angeles Lakers when it comes to playoff time, along with Rui Hachimura, and just the key pieces that really were a big focal point of the Lakers' success in the playoffs. And those are the two guys. And they still live up to expectations? It sort of remains to be seen. But just seeing how Austin Reaves has been thriving with Team USA, and him helping out at times, coming off the bench, for Team USA, it just shows you just how great he is. And there's a lot of disrespect around him, when it comes to the hype, but at the same time, just boggles the mind, really. I mean, just see how he plays, how he produces, and how hard he plays to help any team that he's on. I mean, it's just, you know, Austin Reaves is just that great. He's just a great athlete, and he has being all expectations for a guy who was, went undrafted, and he could have gotten drafted, but he decided to say, you know what, nobody draft me. I mean, I want to decide on my own future and take a risk, and go undrafted and join the Los Angeles Lakers. And he did so, and he thrived in his first year with a couple of key key moments in his rookie year that obviously made a lot of attractions of most people. But then in his second year, that's where he thrived. And after the All-Star break, he was averaging around 15 points a game in his just last season. And when it came to the playoffs, he was just on fire. Just shooting left and right, and being a good playmaker and making especially against the Golden State Warriors at the time were the reigning champs. I mean, he was just going toe to toe with Steph Curry, and just like the list goes on. I mean, just it's great to have Austin Reaves, and just how great that he is, and the Lakers taking what's the word for it? It just escaped me. That they took care of him. That was the mindset, and I was hoping that the Lakers would when it came down to him giving him his money. So it was just a great moment for the Lakers to make that decision, and they just did a good job there when it came down to bringing back Austin Reaves. So, but I just went on a tangent there. I just want to talk about the greatness of Austin Reaves, but he'll be starting for the Los Angeles Lakers for sure. I mean, the top three guys is starting for the Lakers is LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Austin Reaves. Those are the three guys that we could expect to be starting for the Los Angeles Lakers, and it's no doubt in my mind that they will be starting for the Los Angeles Lakers this upcoming season. So Austin Reaves, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. But the center position and the point guard position is a bit questionable, but we have an ideal and expected type of players that will be starting for the Lakers, and that is D'Angelo Russell at point guard and Christian Wood at center. So it's been those talks, and when it came down to how well D'Angelo Russell played for the Lakers in the regular season after the trade deadline, tells you right there that he is capable of being a really good elite point guard in the regular season. But when it comes to playoff time, if he doesn't shake up some of his demons and, doesn't produce to what we saw from him in the playoffs last season, but, things may turn badly for him, for his opportunity to get a contract next season. So, and somehow maybe Darvin will switch to Gabe Vincent, who is a guy who did thrive with the Miami Heat for this past couple of years, and especially last season where, he was needed the most, especially for a guy who was coming out the bench, bringing his defense to the table and helping out a team like the Miami Heat, who surprisingly, they all went all the way to the NBA Finals against the Denver Nuggets. I mean, that was all because of him, Gabe Vincent, who was playing very well for the team. And, he showed that he is capable of being a really good asset to just somehow, let it up. And that's what, Gabe Vincent is going to be for the Los Angeles Lakers going into this upcoming season. And if somehow D'Angelo Russell does not live up to the expectations and you see him not shooting certain nights and, just having a down season, don't be surprised if somehow Darvin Ham says, you know what, you're going to be our new starter at the point guard position. And most people, what I've been seeing on social media is that all of the certain Laker fans out there want to see Gabe Vincent at the starting position. So at the point guard position. So, but if anything does happen between now until training camp, and somehow we will see an announcement that Darvin Ham is considering Gabe Vincent to be the starter at the point guard position going into this upcoming season, just bear in mind, I won't be surprised. And that will be an opportunity for sure for him to get an opportunity to show what he's made of this upcoming season if he does get that opportunity. So, but, as it stands now, my full hope is that D'Angelo Russell lives up to expectations and show what he's made of for a guy who's going to be playing for a contract, as I mentioned. And for sure, he's going to be that particular guy going into this upcoming season at the point guard position at the starting lineup. So, yeah. And then you have the center position. The fear for sure before the signing was that the Lakers needed a center. I mean, there was just regardless. I mean, because of the whole talks and rumors in this offseason was that, Anthony Davis wants to play power forward, and he's not going to play the majority of the time at the center position. He wants to play power forward. He wants to play the same type of role that he did in 2019 with the Los Angeles Lakers, was that he, obviously had a great year. I believe he played for like 60 games, surprisingly. And, since then he's been playing around like 40, 50 games, and he hasn't been the same since, because, he gets injured half the time playing at the center position. And even though he does dominate, Anthony Davis dominates at the center position. I mean, surprisingly, he's great. He's great on both sides of the ball when it comes to the power forward and center position. But he feels more comfortable because I think he stays more healthy at the power forward position. So the Lakers needed a center, and Jaxson Hayes was just not going to cut it. I mean, for a guy who wasn't even producing very well with the New Orleans Pelicans. So for a guy who still young and hasn't get opportunities to have a bigger role on a certain team, kind of puts into question at the center position of who will be starting for the center position. That's why we were waiting for the opportunity for them to add on Christian Wood. So with that, I think, and most likely, Christian Wood is going to be the starter at the center position for the Los Angeles Lakers this upcoming season. And that's going to be the reality, and that's going to be the hope that we could expect to see from, what Darvin Ham's, rotation is going to look like, at the center position. And we could see a night in certain quarters that Anthony Davis will play center, but the majority of the time he's going to be playing at the power forward, and that could be the expectations going into this upcoming season. So expect to see more of Christian Wood playing at the center position, and see a flip-flop with Jaxson Hayes potentially. And let's also put in mind that the Lakers still have a last roster spot with the 15th roster spot. Nobody's is filled in yet for that 15th roster spot. So you never know. I mean, maybe the Lakers will say, you know what, let's add on another center. Let's add on another big man that will obviously be a security-wise when it comes to, injuries, of course. So just expect that to happen. But I think most likely for that 15th roster spot, it could go to one of those two-way contracts, as I mentioned, with Fudge and 𝗕𝗲𝘆𝗶, and Colin Castleton. So those are the guys that could potentially get that 15th roster spot. But sort of remains to be seen if the Lakers will fill that up heading into this upcoming season, because they don't have to. As long as they have 14 or 15 players on their roster, the Lakers are qualified for competing or doing training camp, and also going into this upcoming season. So the Lakers are good to go. They are completed with their roster, and so far it's looking great. It's looking great, and I really can't wait for all the players to be stepping up for the Los Angeles Lakers going into this upcoming season. And, as I mentioned, when it came down to, you know, the what you call it, uh, the post that I put up, excuse me, I was just talking too much. I just needed to think a bit. But when it came down to it, I mean, this is a perfect opportunity that the Lakers have in front of them when it comes to, or maybe specifically Darvin Ham, for him to see what type of rotations that will work in certain lineups. So, anything could go down when it comes down to it. And I just want to show you guys the screen again of the starting lineup and the backup roles, and just this current roster as it stands now with the two-way contracts. Just looking at it, guys, there's a lot of promise and expectations, and this is a really good roster. Just on paper, it looks great, including our draft fees and the two-way contracts. It just tells you right there that this roster has depth and size. As you can see from my post there, is that championship, here we come. That's the possibility that we could expect to see from this Lakers team, who are loaded with talent, with size, and players who can shoot. I mean, the list goes on. I mean, the Lakers have all the capabilities of winning this upcoming season and competing for either the playoffs or somehow Western Conference or maybe the NBA Finals. I mean, the Lakers are ranked 3 when it comes to expectations of winning the championship this year. So that's just good news and just music to my ears when it comes to the Lakers and their expectations heading into this upcoming season. So, and just looking at the two-way contracts, I mean, with that 15th roster spot, it seems more likely that it could be filled by Colin Castleton, in my opinion, because just how well of a good player that he is when it comes to his passing, and a guy who could defend, and he gives me the type of 𝗬𝘃 vibes that can obviously, show a lot to the table if he is on the Lakers, roster. So, when it comes down to it, guys, I mean, that seems like a realistic type of scenario that we could see from the Lakers when it comes to adding on that 15th roster spot, and giving it to one of those two-way contract players. So, but I won't be surprised either if they decide to go and get, I don't know, like a 𝗕𝗲𝗱 Biyombo or Kelly Oubre, who is surprisingly still available. So with that, it's a bit interesting to see what the Lakers will do with that 15th roster spot. But I won't be surprised if they don't fill it in until the trade deadline, or somehow at the buyout market. So it could take that many months for them to fill in that roster spot. So don't be too concerned. Don't be too anxious for that 15th roster spot. But as it stands now, the Lakers roster is completed. The Lakers roster is completed with D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reaves, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Christian Wood at the starter position. The bench, Gabe Vincent, Max Christie, Rui Hachimura, and Taurean Prince, Jared Vanderbilt, and Jaxson Hayes. And then you have the players who are in reserve, but they're just players that could get minutes at times, but at the same time, they won't have a big impact on the Lakers rotation when it comes down to the bench roles. So, Cam Reddish, he could play a couple of minutes, but at the same time, it sort of depends on, knock on wood, if somehow injuries occur, then his role will be improved, along with the rookies that we have with, Jalen Hood-Schifino and Maxwell Lewis. So those are the two guys that could potentially get some opportunities, but that they will be getting opportunities when it comes down to the Lakers either having a blowout win or a blowout loss. So, that's when they will get some opportunities. But you never know, maybe injuries occur and somehow the Lakers need some help at the point guard position, or maybe the forward position. So, just sort of remains to be seen of what Coach Darvin will be doing when it comes to rotational wise in that particular moment in time. So, but those are our guys, and then including the two-way contracts. But we could just just say, as it stands now, it's going to be 14 players on the roster heading into this upcoming season. And for me personally, guys, I mean, I am really looking forward to what the rotations is going to. Oh no, not rotation. Oh yeah, rotations really of what Darvin will be putting together. And what certain lineups will look like once we see certain matchups that's going to be needed. So you never know if the strength of Jaxson Hayes is more capable of him playing against a team like the Denver Nuggets, who has strength or size, than what Christian Wood doesn't have, or something like that. So, but I think both guys have the same capabilities and his type of skill sets. But I think Christian Wood just brings more scoring and consistency for a guy who has been, playing, who has started at times. And, I believe last time I checked, I think he started 20 times throughout his career. So when it comes to Christian Wood. So with that being said, I mean, I think the Lakers have the capabilities for sure of doing whatever they want with the center positions, but I personally think Christian Wood is going to be the starter at the center position for sure. So yeah, I mean, that's what I'll have to say, guys, when it comes to the Lakers depth chart rotations after adding Christian Wood. And now the roster is completed. The Lakers have 14 players on their roster, and they're qualified to compete for training camp and have the qualifications for starting in the regular season. Because due to the rules, the Lakers needed to fill up that 14th roster spot, and they did so with adding on a huge piece with Christian Wood. And I just have to say, guys, it is looking really good at this particular moment of how the roster is constructed and how well of a talent that we have on this roster, including with LeBron James and Anthony Davis leading the way. So, just got a comment here from George. Let's read your comment here. If we don't get a championship with this lineup, we have to change Ham's. Yeah, for sure. I mean, when it comes down to it, he is going to his second season. So obviously there's going to be not so much expectations, but, it's like, hey, first year we gave you a slide, and obviously it's your first head coaching job. But at the same time, you've obviously been studying, you've probably been seeing what fits and what doesn't. So I just think when it comes down to the lineup that I am suggesting, or what you also just suggested, George, that this lineup, as you mentioned here, it is realistic and going to be the starting lineup heading into this upcoming season. And I really think when it comes down to it, this is a type of championship caliber lineup, along with the rotations and the bench, that could obviously, compete in the Western Conference. And even though the Western Conference is loaded with great talent, some teams may slip and, some may not live up to expectations. So let's just hope the Lakers will be ready to go to facing any team that comes their way for them to be, competitive going into this upcoming season, and hopefully starting to win games now, because now we have an actual lineup that is not questionable whatsoever. And, I'm just like so impressed with how Rob Pelinka, constructed this lineup or this roster, and just, working his magic. And then, I'll be pissed if somehow he doesn't get, the executive of the year at the end of all this. So And if it goes to the Phoenix Suns GM, that's just a rigged type of voting system for what the NBA does when it comes to certain awards going to certain GMs, players all across the board. So, I just hope that, Rob Pelinka gets his due and somehow gets his credit that he deserves, because I really was surprised that he didn't get it last season. But obviously it went to the Sacramento Kings GM, but, it is what it is. But with that being said, I just think that he deserves to get that award at the end of all of this. But, having said all that, I mean, it's just going to be a fun season. I really can't wait. So let's see here from George. You also wrote here. Let's see here. He's being stubbed by. Oh, he's being stubbed because he was a agent. Yeah, that is also, or that's a good opinion there. But at the same time, I might be wrong, but was the GM for the Golden State Warriors, was he a former agent? And did he also get Executive of the Year? I mean, I think he did, but I might be mistaken. I got to look that up. But I think it does happen at times when it comes to certain agents becoming GMs. They do get awards for that, but it's just unrealistic what's in front of you. Rob Pelinka has done a great job for the Lakers for these past couple of years, and bringing in Anthony Davis, bringing in at one point Russell Westbrook, but that obviously did not work out. But when it comes down to it, this off season, bringing in the players that I mentioned, I mean, Gabe Vincent, Jaxson Hayes, Christian Wood. I mean, those guys. How do you not give a guy like that an Executive of the Year? I mean, it just has to happen. It has to happen for sure. So, for sure, I think he's going to get it, but it sort of remains to be seen what the what do you call them? The voting committee, what they will be. I don't know, putting out there when it comes to who will potentially be winning in their own eyes. But, I just hope Rob Pelinka gets it for sure. So yeah, guys, I mean, we went on 1 hour and 3 minutes. And I think I said the gist of what the Lakers depth chart is going to look like after adding Christian Wood. And, the roster is completed. The roster is completed, and we will expect to see some competitiveness from all players heading into the training camp. As training camp is just around the corner for the Lakers to potentially, potentially get, or we have a much better idea of who will be potentially be starting. We have an idea who will be starting, but you never know. Some players may shock us all and say, you know what? I want to be the starter, and I'm going to compete no matter what to make that happen. And I'm seeing, the competitiveness of what we could see from the point guard position from D'Angelo Russell and Gabe Vincent. And you can also make the argument at the center position, with Jaxson Hayes, who, maybe wants to make a statement in training camp and say, you know what, I'm going to be the guy. Or maybe Christian Wood would say, I am the guy, type of thing. So we could expect to see that for sure. And just going back to George's answer here, which I think, obviously it's my lineup. That's why I want to see from the Lakers when it comes to D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reaves, LeBron, Anthony Davis, and Christian Wood. So, with that, guys, I mean, that's my own personal opinion. If you have any thoughts about the Lakers and their depth chart and who will potentially be starting, please make your voices heard. I mean, I really want to know about it. And there's the question: who is starting for the Lakers this season? this upcoming season? Who do you think will be starting? I really want to know your thoughts about that in the comment section down below. Thank you all so much for joining me on this live stream. I really appreciate it. Once again, thank you, George. Thank you, Victor, for your comments and your kind words, and just a good engagement that we were having on this live stream. I really appreciate it. And I will be posting this also on my podcast, ZLN Podcast. If you guys want to listen to this on the go where you're working out or just driving to work or whatever, it will be also on the podcast as well. So expect that upload potentially in the next couple of days. So expect that video or that podcast recording in the next couple of days. So once again, thank you, George. Thank you, Victor. And I just saw a comment here from George. Let's just read this real quick before I end this. John Island reaffirmed that he had enemies because of his prior negotiations with GMs. So, I mean, let me answer this just real quick. I mean, yeah, there has been history in the past where certain agents have the reputations when it comes to them getting a job as a GM with an NBA team that they could be, scumballs. They could be sneaky type of, agents because of their background and what they worked for beforehand. Because obviously there were agents for certain athletes. Just for example, I mean, somehow Rich Paul decides to, gets an opportunity to get hired, let's just say by the Los Angeles Lakers, and say, you know what, you're going to be our GM, you're going to be our president of basketball operations because of your, background of what you have good connections with certain players that you obviously worked for. That can obviously rub a lot of GMs that never had, agent roles with a sports agency. So that could obviously rub people the wrong way because, obviously they want to pursue that particular player when it comes to, either signing them or either keeping those type of players. I mean, just for example, I mean, what if Rich Paul is the GM for the Lakers and somehow he goes and pursues, I don't know, somebody like, Zion Williamson, and say, you know what, join the Los Angeles Lakers. You have a good relationship with him. I mean, I don't know if from agent to agent, and say, you know what, that could also just rub certain GMs the wrong way and say, you know what, because of your influence as an agent, that obviously works in your benefit type of thing. And, that's what 𝗲𝗆𝗿𝘀 has to deal with on a daily basis when it comes to certain GMs negotiating on trades. And, it has been obviously hurt him in the past, obviously. And we heard a lot of, talks from certain reporters that, he has that reputation. But at the same time, we haven't been really seeing that because he has been getting the job done. So, he has been disappointing us since. So, with that, could that also hurt him when it comes to getting executive of the year? That could I can honestly agree with what you're trying to say, George, but at the same time, I just think with the job that he's putting, every single year, and for the idea of him not getting that particular award because of just him doing his job, because of his connections, it just kind of sucks. It kind of sucks, when it comes down to a guy who maybe wants to get that award, but at the same time, I mean, he's just doing his job. Because of his history and, his connections, it also works in his favor. And that's how he's doing a good job with the Los Angeles Lakers as GM. And, Jeannie Buss, she's not going to get rid of him anytime soon because he's been doing a great job. And, it's just one of those type of moments where, that kind of has that reputation for sure. But you know, it just has to. It's just a reality for sure. But I'll be disappointed if he doesn't get it this upcoming season because of what he did at the trade deadline last season, and now in the offseason by adding on size and players who can shoot and just depth-wise, and now added on Christian Wood. That argument alone could put him in the consideration for executive of the year. But reading your question, George, I mean, it's just maybe that's the reason why he doesn't get it, or certain agents that become GMs don't get executive of the year because of their connections that they built as agents before they got the job. So you never know. But I mean, I am just at this moment just have to hope that that maybe he gets it this upcoming season. I'm really looking forward that he does get it very soon. So yeah, I mean, what a great engagement that we had. Thank you, George, for your question. I mean, wow, I was talking for 5 minutes in that particular segment, but it's all good. It's all good. I mean, thank you, George, for your comment. I really appreciate it. And once again, thank you, George. Thank you, Victor, for your guys' comments. And if you guys haven't yet, please comment and please give me your starting lineup for the Lakers this upcoming season. If I don't read them now, I'm probably going to end this live stream as of right now. So if you haven't yet, guys, please follow me all across social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at 𝗬𝘆𝘆𝗏. I will be leaving the links to my social media sites in the description of this video, so just check it. It's in the description for my social media sites. And of course, just subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, because I will be going live once the NBA season begins and we can finally see Lakers basketball once again. And, I will be going live for every single Lakers post-game shows. So please hit that notification bell so you'll be in the know. And once again, thank you all so much for joining me on this live stream. I really appreciate it. And, after the fact, if you want to rewatch it, that'll be great. And I will be posting this this live stream on my podcast as well. So if you guys want to listen to it on the go, I will be posting that very soon. So in the next couple of days. So just stay tuned for that. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you all in the next live stream and the next video. Once again, I'm really excited of what this season is going to behold for us when it comes to the Lakers rotation and roster heading into this upcoming season. And, training camp, it's just around the corner. So we have a much better idea who will be starting, who will be part of the rotation. But we have an idea beforehand who will be part of the starting lineup and rotation. But, it's just always great to obviously talk about the Lakers and, just how good this Lakers team is, and just on paper what they look like. They could be competitive against any team in the Western Conference, and they won't disappoint. I really hoping that they don't disappoint because they have the capabilities of being great. So really can't wait for this season to begin. And once again, thank you all so much for joining me, and make sure to like, subscribe, and follow me all across social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at 𝗬𝘆𝑚. And I'll see you all in the next live stream and the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Go Lakers. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe out there.